Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. Right now, we are currently discussing Rise Against. This video is for Siren Song of the Counterculture, their third record and first major label debut. So, if you haven't seen the previous videos, check out the link below in the playlist. We'll just play them all in a row. And with that, with me today, rumors of his demise have been greatly exaggerated. Tim.
It's all true.
He has a life less frightening. Cole quit.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. However, you came to that conclusion, sir. I'm not 100% certain. I'm terrified.
And he'd rather be anywhere but here. Bill.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to be anywhere but here. I love it here.
He's dancing for rain. That's Jason.
Yeah, I'm about to have a State of the Union on this motherfucking album.
Oh, well, give it all.
Oh,
Well, give us the first drop then.
We have to tip the scales on this motherfucker.
Give it your all.
Alright, so we're talking about Siren Song of the Counterculture. This is a original pressing.
Nice.
I heard "Swing Life Away" too many times. I think it might have been on like satellite radio or whatever, in the cafe when I was working there. But like, I don't know why I've heard it so many times, but I've heard it a lot of times. I don't know if it was a radio hit or like a hit at all, because apparently it wasn't even a single. I don't know, but it was weird.
Yeah, it was kind of a single.
To hear that again. It was?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that's all. Having only heard that before the rest of this record, I was kind of curious, like when you get pinched on the butt and you don't know whether you should be flattered or alarmed, you know, like hearing "State of the Union," I was like, okay, where does that song fit in on here? Because it felt like that song was very train punk, you know what I mean? Like, we're hopping trains, we're fucking punk, and we got guitars.
I love that fucking shit.
You know, like that was also the cafe I was working at had a lot of those kids, so maybe that's why I just associated with that as well. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a record. It definitely sounds like a major label debut. One of my favorite bands of all time, Cave In, were one of those bands. They put out their major label debut in 2003, maybe 2002, and it was a big surprise to their fans at their direction of making a big radio rock album. And I feel like this was Rise Against start of the big radio rock album. Like, I feel like they definitely perfect it later, but this is the beginning of that. And it was weird and not punk, but still punk. I don't know what punk is anymore in 2004 even, you know?
I don't think punk knew what punk was in 2004.
Yeah, it's true. It was all Hot Topic and scene kids.
Well, for 2004, I'd say this one's still definitely punk.
Punker.
I don't feel it strayed too far from the first two albums, even though it's a major label debut.
I'll tell you what's wrong with this album. It's the fucking production. If this would have been done by Bill Stevenson, oh my god, it would have been so better.
Well, it looks like they had good Garth producing this one.
Yep. And they even came out and like they wanted him to do it, but they came out afterwards and they were kind of disappointed with how it turned out too.
Yeah. Well, he was just the hot producer at the time, and I'm sure the label was like, "Let's give him the hot producer."
No, they specifically requested him.
Hey, he owes us a favor, so we'll do it real cheap. So just do it. We're gonna charge you full price for it, though.
That's my biggest problem with this record.
Is the production?
Production. I think their some of the songs on here are some of the best Rise Against songs. Period.
Yeah, I feel like I could agree with that. I thought the songwriting really did step up on this one. Again,
sure.
It doesn't stray too far from the first two, but it kind of perfects it in a way.
Yeah. I would say this album is definitely a transition album between those first two and then the next couple albums sound-wise.
For sure.
I could see
like,
that.
without a question. Because
this is definitely the last time they sounded as punk as they do.
Yes, because this is, I mean, with how State of the Union opened up, very similar to how the first two albums opened up, which, hey, worked out great, but like no album opened with as punk or as loud of music, I think. Like this is the last one that started with, a song like State of the Union with, more screaming lyrics per se. Like it's still lyrics, but lyrically louder. Then the other ones kind of went more, I don't want to say singing, but like more melodic. Maybe that's the right word to use.
I can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Although he brings back the hardcore lyrics in later albums.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying like how
screamo stuff.
Yeah, but it definitely regresses quantity wise after this. Is what I was trying to get at.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
this
record was like this band for the first two records was kind of juggling between like, do we want to write about girls or do we want to write about stuff that matters like politics? And on this one they were like, but
girls matter.
Really like the songs about girls, so we're gonna write more of those. And the label agreed apparently, and we're like, yeah, politics is cool, but you're in a major now. You can't ever be anti-corporate. You're gonna.
I don't know. They still have the political songs though.
Oh yeah, they're still political all over this.
I mean, you saw the State of the Union.
It's more like the personal is political in a way,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
To them, these streets belong.
Which I felt was probably the highlight of the album. I thought that song was pretty rad. And Blood to Bleed was really good too.
Bad U2 title notwithstanding, it's a great song.
Well, we're going to get into that a little later as well. But yeah, it's I thought that 1-2 punch of Blood to Bleed and To Them These Streets Belong. I thought those were great songs.
That was the first. Blood to Bleed was the first Rise Against song where I was like, eh. As someone who came from the first record to the second record to this,
sure,
I was like, eh.
Yeah, the popification was definitely starting on this record, but it's still more punk than later ones. But I would say,
but some of the
even
best
Dancing for Rain, Dancing for Rain was like really poppy and good. And
some of the best shit on this record is the poppy shit. Paper Wings is poppy as fuck, and I love Paper Wings.
Paper Wings is very good.
But Give It All, I'm sorry, I had the Rock Against Bush version first, and it's so much better.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That was one of the songs I recognized, and I was like, oh yeah, I've heard this one before.
But I do love Anywhere But Here. And
yeah, man.
Fucking Swing Life Away, I don't give a shit. It's still a fucking great fucking song.
It just reminds me of bad times.
It reminds me of good times. Like that's when, me and my wife were first together and all that shit. So.
Yeah, no, that's.
So that one didn't get overplayed too much for you.
No, but I mean, I wasn't listening to the radio anyway by this point, so it wouldn't have mattered. Like.
You heard it when you wanted.
We'll get to later records where it's like Prayer of the Refugee was a huge hit. It doesn't bother me because I didn't.
You don't really listen to the radio.
I don't listen to the radio, so. But.
I used to love listening to the radio, but now it's kind of pointless for sure. But I would have definitely heard this on satellite radio for sure at work. This and Management, I think, really hit at the time. I don't know. Maybe that was later. Right. Yeah, the record.
Now is
I thought this was a pretty good one. So
yeah, no, I agree. I wasn't trying to downplay it or punch down.
This is where we're going to start divulging. I think.
It's a record. It's a literal record.
It is. That it is.
Oh, where are you going to put it then, Tim? Where do you want to put it?
It's going to move up to my number one.
Took over first album bias. Shit.
Yeah. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
I did not.
I kind of did. Because I also agree. It's my number one as well. So far.
I mean, not to follow suit here, but this one also did take over my number one as well. I think Jason saw that one coming, though.
No, I wonder if Jason
like I said in the other one, I see all of this coming down. I know where this
Jason's going to rank it at number 3, just to be,
Nah, Jason's gonna be that guy. Can I just put it at 9 to be done? For whatever reason, he's gonna stick it all the way down there.
It's my number 3.
For real? I was joking, man.
Wow.
I could have told you that one.
That's the difference between having a relationship.
I was
with a
there
band
for
and
the
not.
fucking Fat Wreck days.
But I mean, that's the difference between having a relationship with a band and not. Like, I know
Yeah.
for sure me and Tim had no relations with band until this process, whereas
Correct.
you did. So your
Right.
opinion is completely more probably true and less just surface based.
Yeah, mine is totally first impression.
Yeah, same.
I'm still going to be in the minority overall because most of Rise Against fans jumped on.
No, yeah, with this record, yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
No,
Like, that's the weird thing about this band is like they're like the dudes, like the dudes in the band seem like old school punk kids that radio fans discovered. Like they seem out of their element in a lot of ways. Like they're bestowed this major label contract they probably never expected to get, and then they're just like punker dudes that are like have to play to like kids that go to Bayfest. Like local radio festivals, and they're bigger in that scene than they are in the punk scene. Is the vibe I'm getting.
Oh, I've still got some hot takes coming. Like there's still some shakeups coming for me. So
it's just such an interesting band. It's really
Jason's got all the hot takes coming. I feel it.
Yeah, I got some hot takes coming. So
mine that I thought were hot takes would probably be pretty cold takes. That looking at her.
Well, I don't know. We'll see because I might. Yeah. It might get crazy.
It's gonna get crazy up in here.
So it all looks pretty similar right now.
The wall last night.
So, give us a like, subscribe, stick around. We're gonna do Suffer next. So,
good times are coming.
You want to see how that ranks, how that shakes out. Check out our Discord, Patreon, our TikTok, wherever the hell else we are.
We've got a Facebook chat.
Oh yeah, join our Facebook. It's hopping. That's where all the boomers.
Yeah, because we're old and we use Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey,
we don't have Discord.
I'm old. I use Facebook, and I'm the youngest probably.
I mean, I'm old. I'm using MySpace still, and Netscape, and
got your Hotmail.
And my CompuServe.
I had the best Hotmail, and it's lost to me forever. It was another _faceless _ at Hotmail, and that was the best email I ever had. I miss it.
So send all your emails there.
Yep.
And never get them.
Somebody will get them.
Yeah.
Oh lordy. All right. Be safe. Make good decisions.
Or bad ones.
Yeah,
And download Windows 3.1. It's the way to go.
It is, and just swing life away. Just swing life away.
Am I loud and clear, or am I breaking up?